Hi everyone, I'm Dr. Lorraine McGlynn. I am a clinical psychologist and a holotropic breathwork facilitator. I'm making this video today to invite you to our upcoming holotropic breathwork workshop, which is called Transforming Trauma. The workshop will be held at Menla Mountain House and Dewa Spa in Phoenicia, New York, which is a beautiful retreat center in the Catskills. This will be a double breathwork workshop, so there'll be 4 holotropic breathwork sessions, 2 as a breather and 2 as a sitter. In addition, we'll be having a sound bath and some integrative practices for working with trauma. The way the workshop is set up is Sunday evening we'll arrive for dinner at 6 o'clock, and then from 7:15 till 10 we have an introductory talk on holotropic breathwork and working with trauma and an opening circle. And then on Monday we have 2 holotropic breathwork sessions in the morning and the afternoon and a sound bath in the evening. And Tuesday, same schedule, 2 breathworks, 1 in the morning, 1 in the afternoon. And then we have an integrative activity in the evening, and then Wednesday evening we're going to have a little dance party. And Thursday we have a talk on integration and another segment on working with trauma, integrating trauma. I think working with trauma is an important topic given the state of the world today, and that most people I've been meeting and working with have been exposed to some form of trauma in their lifetime, and tried a lot of different modalities to work with trauma, and kind of are moving towards holotropic breathwork to do a little bit more deeper work with that issue. The way this particular workshop is going to work is I'll be joined by Jeff Fitzpatrick and Sarah Haragoyan. Jeff is from Ireland and Sarah's from England, 2 wonderful facilitators who I've known for a long time. For those of you who are not familiar with holotropic breathwork, it is a breathwork practice where you breathe deeper and faster to enter an expanded state of consciousness. There are several components to this work. One is that it's done in dyad, so that means there's a sitter and a breather. The other is that there is 3-hour music set, very specific music that's used. There's also body work if it's needed or asked for by the breather. That's more like focused release work. There's also mandala drawing, which is a visual representation of your session that people tend to draw after their breathwork session. It can also be a soul collage or journaling. It's part of the integration process. I'm trying to think if there's anything else. 2 other things that are really important in this work are that it's permission giving, which means you're allowed to express and experience whatever you need to do to work on what's arising in your breathwork session. The only exceptions are that you can't hurt yourself, the facilitators, or the facility. But other than that, we really encourage people to really dive into the experience. Sometimes that can look like screaming or crying or physical movement or dancing or laughing. So there's really a full spectrum of experiences that people can have in these sessions. The other part of this is that it's a very respectful process. So, we really respect people's boundaries on what they feel like they can manage in their sessions and try to honor that. In addition, it's non-directive, so it's very different than traditional psychotherapy in that there's not going to be anybody on the outside telling you what you need to do to heal. It's really coming from this concept of the inner healer in this work. And the inner healer is your own deep inner essence or your deep inner wisdom. And I believe that, everybody has their own doctor, their own wisdom inside of themselves. And that's really what's guiding your session. So it's a very organic process, and there's nothing directive that's coming from the outside where someone's telling you or interpreting what's happening with your session. You're also under your control the entire time. Unlike psychedelics where you're ingesting a substance, with holotropic breathwork, you get to decide if you want it to end. You can sit up or open your eyes, or certainly if you have to use the restroom, you can get up and do that and then come back and get back into your session. The last thing I'll say about it is there's this idea of amplification of the symptoms or the experience. So it's a little counterintuitive for some people because, as human beings, I think naturally, if we're experiencing something that's painful or uncomfortable, we kind of want to distract ourselves from it or do something not to feel it. But in this work, we're encouraging people to amplify what's happening and to make it bigger. And the rationale behind that was started by Stan Groff, who started this work, was that any full expression of an emotion becomes its funeral pyre, which means any full expression of emotion gives it an opportunity for that energy to discharge and to begin to heal. So it's much more complex than this explanation, but that's a really basic foundation about holotropic breathwork. Again, if you are interested in this workshop, it's October 19th to the 22nd. And if you want more information about holotropic breathwork or about the workshop, you're happy to email me at drmcglynn6@gmail.com. So it's drmcglynn6@gmail.com, and hope you can join us. Take care.